On my birthday, my husband and his friends chose to surprise me in a most unexpected manner. A tale of genuine betrayal. On the day of my birth, I remained blissfully unaware of the surprises that lay ahead. The day unfolded much like any other, brimming with excitement, anticipation, and the customary birthday wishes and gifts. In the days preceding the event, my husband had been exhibiting rather peculiar behavior. I envisioned he was orchestrating one of his elaborate surprises, perhaps a romantic dinner, an exotic getaway, or something deeply personal and considerate, crafted solely for the two of us. This birthday would unfold in a manner unlike any before. Unforeseen, transformative. The morning unfolded in a familiar manner. My husband wished me a happy birthday, kissed me deeply, and there was an intriguing change in him. A spark danced in his gaze, hinting at playful mischief. As the hours passed, he subtly revealed clues. "I have something extraordinary in store for tonight," he declared. "You will absolutely adore it." A smile crept across my face as I envisioned an elegant dinner or perhaps an impromptu escape. As the evening drew near, a sense of exhilaration began to swell within me. He instructed me to don my finest attire, yet left the specifics shrouded in mystery. I selected a dress that was both simple and captivating, leaving just enough to the imagination. Just as I was putting the final touches on my preparations, the doorbell chimed. Anticipating a delivery or perhaps a delightful surprise, I swung open the door and found myself momentarily paralyzed. It was the closest companion of my husband. For years I had known him, endearing, amusing, and effortlessly pleasant company, yet devoid of any romantic undertones. This evening, however, an unusual air hung in the atmosphere. He entered with a knowing smile, greeted by my husband's warm welcome. This formed a piece of the puzzle, yet I remained utterly in the dark about the entirety of the scheme. Following a bit of casual conversation, my husband grasped my hand and guided me into the living room. The ambience was gently illuminated by flickering candles, while a soft melody floated through the air. The atmosphere was laden with an unspoken weight, thick with an elusive presence that eluded my grasp. My husband's friend lounged on the couch, observing us intently. My husband leaned in, his voice a soft murmur, and asked, "Are you ready for your surprise?" I inclined my head, a wave of curiosity washing over me. His lips met mine with a fervor that sent shivers down my spine, his hands gliding softly along the curve of my back. For a fleeting instant, I lost sight of the fact that we were not solitary in our presence. In that moment, I sensed it, the lingering presence, ever watchful, still observing. I cast a sidelong glance and caught his friend's gaze upon us, a subtle smile playing at the corners of his lips. In that instant, clarity washed over me. This was no typical birthday surprise. This was an uncharted territory for us, a realm of conversation we had never ventured into, crossing boundaries we had yet to recognize. And yet, there remains a lingering uncertainty. I was not taken aback. I felt at ease. A sense of curiosity enveloped me. Thrilled, indeed. Never before had I contemplated the idea of sharing this moment with both of them. Yet, in the moment of confrontation, I discovered a sense of curiosity and a readiness within myself. My husband drew me nearer, his kisses growing more intense. His companion rose and approached us. The atmosphere in the room transformed, heavy with anticipation, electrified by longing. My heart quickened, and my body reacted even before my thoughts could align. "Can you place your trust in me?" my husband murmured softly. I nodded, my breath caught in my throat. He smiled, pressing his lips to mine once more, with a growing intensity. His gestures became more affectionate, and then I sensed his companion stepping closer. I sensed his breath, the gentle whisper of fabric brushing against skin, and then his hands found their way to me as well. Their synchronized energy was intense, drawing me into a space I had never emotionally experienced before. My thoughts whirled, ensnared in a dance of incredulity and raw emotion, and I released my grip. I allowed them to lead me, the two of them, the kisses from my husband, the gentle caress of his friend. It enveloped me completely. My body ignited, adrift in their touch, their kisses, their hushed words of affirmation. We shared a deeply emotional moment, powerful and transformative, unlike anything I had imagined. Time slipped away in a haze of sweltering fervor. They made me feel completely seen, valued, and emotionally fulfilled in a way I hadn't felt before. Between us lay a trust, silent yet unwavering. A sense of safety enveloped me. A sense of longing enveloped me, beyond anything I have ever possessed. As the night drew to a close, I found myself weary yet profoundly satisfied in a manner I had never imagined could exist. I found myself quietly sitting beside them, a moment filled with unspoken understanding, my husband on one side and his friend on the other. My husband pressed his lips gently against mine, his hand lingering on my hip. He offered me a smile, his eyes radiating warmth and affection. Our conversations dwindled after that moment. There was no necessity for that. The evening unfolded flawlessly, and I realized it would forever remain etched in my memory. As dawn broke, my husband was already awake, preparing breakfast. His friend departed prematurely, leaving the two of us to grapple with the events that had unfolded. A smile graced my lips as warmth flooded my heart, a profound sense of love and gratitude enveloping me. He presented me with the most extraordinary birthday gift, a force that had stretched the limits of our connection, yet in the most positive manner. With a warm cup cradled in my hands, he leaned closer and softly murmured, "Happy birthday." His playful smile hinted that this was far from over. The journey had just commenced. In the days that ensued, my mind was consumed by thoughts of that night. It transformed into a hidden memory I held close, emerging in still moments, sending chills coursing through me. Our connection had grown more profound. Our bond had never been stronger. And yet, an unvoiced inquiry hung in the air between us. Could that night have been a fleeting moment? Or could it be the beginning of something entirely fresh? Approximately a week later, we found ourselves sprawled on the couch, unwinding after a long day. As he scrolled through his phone, I found myself adrift in a sea of contemplation. He lifted his gaze to meet mine, his eyes sparkling with mischievous purpose. "I've been pondering," he remarked, his voice laced with playful intrigue, "concerning the delightful surprise for your birthday." My heart fluttered with a sudden jolt. I inclined my head with deliberation. "Did you enjoy it?" he inquired, his tone taking on a more earnest note. I pressed my teeth into my lip. "I certainly did." He leaned in, a smile playing on his lips as he moved closer to kiss me. As we shared a kiss, memories of that night returned, filled with emotion and meaning, filled with passion and excitement. As he withdrew, his eyes sought out my own. "Would you be inclined to partake once more?" The question lingered in the space that separated us. I inhaled deeply, then murmured, "Perhaps." He let out a gentle laugh. He mentioned that he had been conversing with his friend. He found pleasure in it as well. A warm rush enveloped me at his words. I recalled the contours of his friend's hands, the shape of his mouth, and the exhilarating rush that accompanied it all.
"What do you propose?"
I inquired, despite the fact that I was already aware. "I propose we extend our adventure beyond a single night." As I gazed into his eyes, in them, there was an absence of hesitation, replaced solely by excitement and trust. And in that moment, I came to understand that I desired it as well. "I believe that would be quite appealing," I murmured. He kissed me again, more affectionately this time, as if reaffirming the connection we had forged. The electricity returned, crackling between us as it had on that fateful night. Several days passed before he approached me with yet another unexpected revelation. He and his companion had arranged yet another evening together, this time devoid of any particular reason to celebrate. Only the three of us, delving into this fresh dynamic, stretching our boundaries in ways previously unimagined. The evening descended. I adorned myself in something alluring, my heartbeat accelerating as they made their entrance. Introductions were absent, and small talk was nowhere to be found. Each of us understood the purpose of our presence. There was a noticeable sense of anticipation in the air. My husband drew me near, his lips meeting mine in a passionate kiss while his friend observed. And then, as we had done previously, we released our hold. We allowed ourselves to be present, letting go of the outside world in a way that felt freeing and sincere. In that instant, I realized this was merely the dawn of an exhilarating new chapter in our relationship, a foundation rooted in trust, regarding fervor, and perhaps even more surprises await us.